Hello, good morning everybody. This is in continuation with the previous lecture that is on high voltage system on board ships. Previous class we had talked about what is high voltage, how you define high voltage, what is why we have to go for high voltage, which all ships uses high voltage. Now today we will be talking about the advantages, disadvantages of high voltage and some other terms associated with this high voltage. Now the advantage of this high voltage system is, first of all, we never wanted to go for high voltage because of its hazard. But when we had no option but to go for high voltage because we could not manage with 440 volt or low voltage system, because the power is increasing day by day, that's how we had to go for this high voltage system. Okay, so when we are going for high voltage, why we had gone for high voltage? Because the current was high for the higher rated power, and if I am allowing that current to pass, then that is causing more I square R loss, more heat generation, causing the insulation surface temperature to rise, and if it rises above the safe working temperature of the insulation class, then there will be a failure of insulation and then it will lead to short circuit, burning of the motor. So we had gone for high voltage, and we had seen with the example that when we are increasing for a particular power, when we are increasing the voltage, the current is reduced. Okay. Now when we are increasing the voltage, when we are going for high voltage, what are the advantages we have? For a given power, you can see here, for a given power, higher voltage means lower current, resulting in reduction in size of the generator motor cables, saving of space and weight, which is again a big factor for a merchant vessel, because if there is a saving of space and weight, then the light weight of the ship will be less, and the ship can carry more cargo, and the ship can earn more freight. Okay, so this is more relevant for ship, easy for installation. Okay, because if the cables are having less weight, so then you can lay it properly. The spacing, you are saving in space, so the laying out will be simpler. Installations of cable and all will be easy. Reduction in cost of installation for installing all these cable machines and all. Lower losses means I square R loss is less, current is less, so I square R loss is less. That means more efficient utilization of generated power. Whatever you are generating, the loss is less, so more power is available for the machines and devices. Reduction in short circuit level in the system. Okay. So reduction in short circuit level means, as we are going from 440 volt to, let us say, 6.6 kV, okay, for the same power output, the current drawn by the motor will be less, and if there is any fault that occurs, let us say a short circuit fault occurs, then in that case the fault level is, as a thumb rule, it is taken as 10 times the rated current. So whatever is the rated current for the generator, let us talk about the generator prediction. Whatever is the rated current of the generator, if any fault that occurs, then the fault level will be 10 times of that rated current. Okay, so if the current is by increasing the voltage, if the current is reduced, that means the fault level is reduced. Okay, if the fault level is reduced, suppose I am using a protective device, I am going to make a relay or interrupter, then in that case the size and the interrupter weight and all will be less, and it can be manageable. Okay, so this is another advantage we get for the reduction in with the this is for the design and application of the electrical equipment used in the power system. So this is here. What is the disadvantage of this high voltage system? The higher insulation, because here when we are going for high voltage, because the current we have to reduce, so the higher insulation requirement for cables and equipments used in the system means your insulation material has to be of better quality, and that increases the initial cost of the ship. The higher risk factor, of course, when you are working on high voltage, your body resistance also decreases, and there is a possibility that a higher current higher than 15 milliampere flowing through your body, and that can be fatal. So the risk involved is high, and because of this, the necessity for the strict adherence of the stringent safety procedures. Okay, so these are the disadvantage of the high voltage system. The initial cost is high because you have to use a better grade of insulation, and the risk factor is very high, and the maintenance and all is more cumbersome than your low voltage system. Now in this one, another big problem in the high voltage system is, besides your hazard, shock and all, is arcing. Whenever you are interrupting any circuit, you must have seen when you are switching on, switching off any switch or toggle switch, then you must have seen there is some spark is visible. Okay, this is when it is handling about 2 to 3 ampere current. Now think about a system which is handling thousands and thousand ampere of current, and if there is arcing that takes place, that intensity of arc will be very, very high. Okay, this is one big problem in high voltage system. As we are going for high voltage system, you have seen in the welding process, what you do, you strike the welding rod onto the job plate, and then when you lift up slightly about 2 to 3 millimeter, so then the arc establishes, the arc maintains itself, and because of the arcing between the gap between the electrode and the job plate, the heat generated is so much so that it melts the material of the rod and the job plate, and then there is a fusion that takes place, and that's how when it cools off, the welding becomes strong, a joint becomes a strong joint. So this is the effect of arc. Similarly here also, when we are interrupting any circuit, okay, then what will happen, when it is breaking, that time when it is coming off, the two contacts, when it is coming off, the arc is established. And do you know what is the temperature of the arc at the point of separation? At the point of arc, the temperature is 20,000 degrees centigrade. Now just imagine, you are using copper conductors, and at 20,000 degrees centigrade, what will happen to copper conductor? It will melt and vaporize. Okay, if it is for longer period, if the temperature continues for longer period. So the biggest problem is how to extinguish this arc within the shortest period, so that it doesn't damage the equipment and the system. This is one big problem associated with this high voltage system. Okay, let's see what is the effect. And can you imagine, 20,000 degrees centigrade is almost 4 times the temperature of the sun's surface. Okay, you can visualize what is the intensity of heat, and the heat, okay, the heat and intense light at the point of arc is called arc flash. So the arc flash is a phenomena associated with high voltage system, and air surround, suppose so the arc flash, when it occurs, what will happen? Because of the intense heat and light, the air surrounding that arc will suddenly get heated. What is the air at room temperature? About 40 degrees or so. And suddenly the temperature when goes to 20,000 degrees centigrade, the surrounding air will become suddenly very, very hot, and you know hot air is rarer, so it will move away. Hot air that moves up, that goes away, and the place is filled by the cold air. Okay, so this plus, so what happens because of this? Pressure wave created. The surrounding air gets heated and then it moves out, and simultaneously what is happening? The contactor, the circuit breakers, okay, or wherever the short circuit, if it is because of short circuit or fault. So then what happens is the material or those equipments where you have got this as a contactor, you have got the conductor which can be copper and silver combination. So this will melt and will get vaporized. Sometimes because of this pressure wave, the equipment literally bursts out, and what will come out from there? The molten molten part of this conductive material, and some will get vaporized. So vapor and molten material that ejects out from that point of arc because of the pressure wave. And you just imagine if it comes on your face, then what will happen? You get a severe injury, okay, because of this molten metal and at a pressure created by this pressure wave. Okay. So this is what happens. The air surrounding the arc is instantaneously heated and the conductors are vaporized, causing a pressure wave termed as arc blast. So these two terms, arc flash and arc blast. Arc blast is the pressure wave which is created, I just mentioned. So these are the two phenomena associated with high voltage system. And what are the hazards related to this? So first we'll talk about the hazards. For this you must know, because when you have to go and work on high voltage system, if you are aware with the hazards which is associated with the high voltage, you will be more cautious when you are operating, when you are managing, when you are overhauling, when you are repairing or working on this high voltage system. You will be very, very aware. That is why in STCW 2010 it has been made mandatory that every person going on board ship must be trained as per for the high voltage system, and then only when you are going to get a certificate you are endorsed that you can work on the high voltage system ships or not. Okay, so this is the idea of making you know about the high voltage system so that you can protect yourself and the effect of hazards can be nullified or at least minimized. So we'll talk about the hazards with arc flash. Sudden release of large amount of heat and light energy takes place at the point of arc, and exposure frequently to this arc flash or this high intensity light and heat in a variety leads to variety of injury. What are the at times it can be fatal. Now this arc flash not only gives an intense light, it also radiates ultraviolet rays. Okay, these ultraviolet rays can damage your retina. Okay, so you will be losing your vision, plus this arc blast, if it comes on your face, your eyes will get pressurized and that will affect your vision seriously. What is the other effect of the arc flash? See, you just imagine at the point of arc the temperature is 20,000 degrees centigrade. So even if you are 10 feet away, the temperature will be maybe around maybe more than 100 degrees centigrade. And if it is more than 100 degrees centigrade, do you know what will happen? Your skin and the tissues below the skin, if you are exposed to that temperature of 100 degrees centigrade for just 0.1 second, your tissues will go damaged beyond repairs, and this type of burn is called incurable burn. Okay. Then so suppose you are wearing some boiler suit, or you are wearing boiler suit. It may happen that the boiler suit suddenly will get your cloth will get suddenly burst into flame, and then that will cause a burn to your body. The body you will suffer a severe burn. And the worst is, if you are wearing a synthetic boiler suit, then because of the burning of the fire in your clothes, it will get melted and it will stuck to your skin, and it will be even worse type of burn that will be that you will be facing because of this. Now, what happens because of the arc blast? It says that the arc blast is also associated with a loud sound. Okay. So if the sound level goes more than 140 decibel, then it can be damaging your ear very badly. So you may be losing your hearing. Then the pressure wave which is created, and suppose it hits to your face at a pressure, let us say if the pressure is say if the pressure is if the pressure is 720 lbs per square feet. Okay. So the pressure wave pressure is exceeding 720 pounds per square feet, and you face that for just 0.4 seconds, it can rupture your eardrum. Okay. So you are losing your hearing, you are losing your vision, you are losing your the burn can be very, very severe. So this is the hazards associated because of this two phenomena, arc flash and arc blast. Okay. So if I know all these things, when I am going to work on these vessels, I will be very, very cautious when I am going to work in the vicinity of or close the vicinity of this. Of course, there is another layers of protection that is there, that we will discuss some more later. So this is about the hazards related to this high voltage system. The next class will talk more about this how we check the insulation resistance, what is the procedure we follow, and do we have to take permission or a certificate before we do any work on this high voltage system, or do any repair or checks in high voltage system. So this we'll be doing in the next class. Thanks for listening. Hope it is interesting, and but then don't scare. I'll talk about that. You do not have to get scared because nothing to worry about it. It is so foolproof system that unless until you make mistake yourself, nothing can happen to you. Okay, so we'll talk in the next class. Thanks for listening. Stay safe.